Today's video, I will be diagnosing no audio or music in my 2009 Audi S5. A common problem with the B8 generations. As you see the amplifier on the top there, this is the amplifier that I'm speaking about, so we'll be figuring this out in this video. So what I'm thinking that happened is I opened the trunk earlier the year to clean everything up, and I think the trunk didn't latch fully over the winter. So then water was getting in here because it looks like water spotlets all over the amplifier here. I'm gonna take that apart to see if I can find the part number on this, and then we can find one of those at the junkyard. Not destroyed. This is just inconvenient and annoying right now. The fuse panels I checked was one fuse panel there, one fuse panel in behind here. All these fuses are fine, and one fuse panel in behind here. This fuse panel actually has some MMI fuses in it, so if for some reason you are watching this video for this exact reason, this fuse panel does have stuff in it, but I checked all the fuses in the car and all the fuses are fine. They all work, so I don't know. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this to see if I can get part numbers off this, and we're gonna go to the junkyard and see if we can find these exact parts. Oh yeah, definitely the problem. She's full of water spots. You can clearly see all the water damage there. This is definitely little water droplets from when I opened the trunk that time. That's my fault. I guess it's technically really not the car's fault, but I didn't know about it. These cars, unexpected wiring or electrical components, the amplifier, anything in the trunk is very prone to getting water on it from these little pillars here. I wish I knew that because I would have been more careful, but oh well. This is definitely the issue. That kind of sucks. I mean, I guess that is kind of my own fault, but I didn't know about it. This is something, I guess, once again, if you're interested in buying an Audi S5, something to be aware of. They have electrical components in stupid places and causes electrical problems in the future. Now, good thing is I can buy one of those on eBay for like 200 bucks. I need to take pictures of part numbers. If I can go to the junkyard and match those part numbers up with other Audis, they have like 6 or 7 Audis there. We can get that totally fixed today. Now, the amplifier, apparently you have to get it programmed, which is fine. I do think I know people that do part these cars out in my area. I will message them to see if they have those parts as well before I go to the junkyard, just to have a backup. So I'm gonna go ahead and message them. I gotta wait for Dawson to come by because we're gonna go to Amazon return store. Maybe we'll find something there, and we're gonna go to the junkyard. So I'll be back when he's here.
She's been fucked, but I'd fucking rebuild that, buddy.
Oh, will it run?
No,
probably not. Bruh.
We got the 3-lug wheels, brother.
Junkyard finds. Oh. Door don't close. Anything good in here?
You got an amplifier for an Audi?
Dude, that's crazy. 3-lug.
Good perfume burning.
There's an Audi right here, but it's too old. What's wrong with the Corolla?
She's foamed.
How fucked? On the hunt for a fucking Audi in this junkyard. Oh. Ow. You get it?
Yeah, that's fucking ingenuity. Popping panels off.
I'm just gonna rip it off. What is this? I don't say this is the right one though. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this part number, see if it matches up to any other vehicle. Good old Google. 2009 to 12 Audi Q5 has it. S5 has it. So is there a Q5 here?
Probably.
A 2009 to 12 A4 has it. So I'm pretty sure, Kenny Upul on their website, I'm pretty sure there's a 2011 Q5.
Where is the Q5?
There's a 2010 A4. So that's probably our 2 chances. This A4 and that Q5. Row 23B, how do I know what row it is?
Great question.
It looks absolutely mangled. All right, let's go back to that one. All right, you got that?
Yeah.
You got that, big boy? We're gonna take that off and see if the part number matches up. I'm a little nervous because it kind of looks the same, but we only can find out how much it is. See if the other one has one. How the fuck am I going to keep this open? I can just...
Oh, fender, I guess.
This is average, right? Right? I wonder if there's any other goodies in here. What the fuck is that thing? Oh, yeah, just fucking...
Take your fucking life.
I think this one might be different. But I don't care, as long... If it's the same part number, then fuck it. We have one. Right? Don't fucking poke me. Your hands are cold, you little whore. Oh. Hey guys, Chris Fix here. How the fuck your amp? Fuck sakes, how do I take this off? Where's the side cutters? God damn you, fucking.
Well.
Did I break it?
Yep. Cause look, oh, that's supposed to be inside.
No, that's out the plug.
Are you sure?
That's out the plug. I mean, I did kind of break this one.
Turn it up. We got 33T and 33F, or 23F, or 23T.
Slightly different. We'll take it for now. Let's go find that other Audi, and hopefully I didn't fuck this one too bad. This is the explanation of everything. So basically, the whole previous clips was me thinking, first of all, I have found one in a Audi that was in a junkyard nearby. It was not the right one. It was a newer generation, so I couldn't use that one. I learned a lot looking for this thing. A, eBay's still pretty good for finding parts. B, I found out the 2008 and 2009 gen for any Audi or MMI system is different from the 2010 to 2012. So the ones from 2010 to 2012 won't work in 2008 and 2009. Okay, pause real quick. I'm currently editing this video. I noticed one thing I didn't really go over. So specifically, the part numbers on these things matter. So what I ran into was, first of all, the T matches up with the F, and the one I found in the junkyard was an F, but it was too new and it didn't have the fiber optic part, so then it wouldn't have worked. Technically that part number should have matched up to mine and technically should have worked, but where it wasn't Bang & Olufsen, it wouldn't work. That's one of the problems you will run into if you're looking for one of these, is you have to make sure it's Bang & Olufsen, you have to make sure it has the right plugs and it is fiber optics, and you got to make sure it's the same part number. As well as, I'm going to have a couple of these like showing here possibly. Of the one I needed was the final digits was 223 or 223T, 223F, which would have worked, but you have to once again make sure it's Bang & Olufsen and all the other part numbers. Other part numbers that would not work, 223AN, that's for a 2010 plus. That's when I was saying, like, the 2008, 2009 is the only years I could look for because my car's a 2009, so they changed it up, and that 2-digit part number can make the difference, and you could search it up and it might say that it does cross up and you might make a mistake in your searching. So you have to make sure it's Bang & Olufsen, and you have to make sure the last digits is either your correct ones, whether it's AN, AK, F, or whatever. You need to make sure those final 2 digits supersedes to the one you specifically are working for. Mine was T or F, but as I said, the F didn't match up because it wasn't Bang & Olufsen and it was newer. So that's just something you guys have to be aware of if you're on the search for one of these. As well as the 2010 to 2012 generation that is AN or AK is also 10 times cheaper. You can pick one up, like the one I'm probably going to show here on eBay for $187 is one I'm currently looking at, and the cheapest one I could find for mine was $400, so it's already doubled price. Anyways, I hope that little clarification helps out anyone that might have had a question about the part number part. That is, you need to specifically look at the last couple digits on that. So we'll continue on with the rest of the story. This is the updated part of the story. So basically what happened in the spring, I was cleaning up the car and my amplifier went because I think some snow got on it. And that led to me going to the junkyard, looking in the junkyard. I thought I found one, and it wasn't the right one. And then it's been months, bro. It wasn't months because of the fact that I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one in Canada. I'm from Canada, and anyone that might be watching this video, it's not that like, okay, in the States you might be able to find one, in the UK you might be able to find one. I literally found one in the UK, I found one in the States, I found a couple in the States, I found a repair shop in the States. It's not the fact that I couldn't find one, but it's not many to be found for that generation. So the problem I also ran into was the fact that the MMI system changes from this generation to like depending on the year. So 2008 and 2009 is different from the 2010 to 2012 generation. And then you get the B8.5 generation, which I don't know if it's different from them two. Anyways, point being said that I only could find one that was in a 2-year span. Problem with the 2-year span is that it's such a small window that you can work with. I ended up finding a couple. I found one from the States, but the problem wasn't necessarily finding them. I found several. Is I didn't want to spend more than, we'll say, $500-600 on one, and I found several that were either in the States, UK. So then they were asking $600-700, which is fine. Then $200 shipping. Then you gotta look at, okay, well, that's $200 shipping there, plus the product, plus taxes. After all said and done, I did the math out, and almost every single one I found, it was $1,000 Canadian. And I was like, I don't want to spend that. Like, my budget for buying a new amplifier was about, at most, $800 said and done. But like, that's what their asking price was for my generation, because I guess it was so hard to find. Luckily, I finally found one, and it's kind of taped up like a bomb, so I'm hoping this one works, dude. The other scary part is the fact that I don't know if this works, because it's a gamble with every single one, because they all have the same common problem, and since they all have the same common problem, you don't really know if any of these are going to work. So I bought this one for about, I think it was like $500 or $600 I bought this one for. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous to put this in, and this came out of an A4, but this has the same part number. I think the only difference between the two was like a 4-month difference. The other thing I don't know, so I haven't figured this part out yet, is whether this is going to need to be programmed yet or not. It says supposedly if it's the same part number and the same speaker system and Bang & Olufsen, it should work. But I don't, this came out of an A4, a 2008 or 2009 A4. I don't know if it's the same. I know one of my buddies that has an S4 that has the same speaker setup, but his is a little bit, I think his is 2010. Anyways, I'm just saying, I don't know 100% if this one's going to work, so let's go try it. I'm going to open it, so hopefully this thing works, because, dude, I will kind of freak out if I spent $600 on this and I still don't have a working amp. I mean, it says that if it doesn't work, it might need to just be programmed. I just said that. If it just needs to be programmed, then that's not the end of the world. I'm just hoping this is plug and play right now. It's been so long without music. I've been rocking the JBL. My heart's kind of pumping a little because, like... anyways, fuck it. Moment of truth. Open the trunk. Pop that down. There's the old, or new. There's the old one. All I'm gonna do is just unplug it. That's one. Number two. And she is unplugged. So this is the old one, and that is the new one. So we'll not mix these up. That is hopefully bad and hopefully good. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hopefully this works. You don't know how nervous I am right now. Oh yeah! Let's go! Yo! Okay, hold up. So, as I thought, I do have to get it programmed. That's fine, but it works. That is sick. This thing works. I'm so stoked the fact that I finally have a working amplifier. I'm gonna hook this back up real quick though. So how I know I need to get this programmed is because all the sound is coming from one side. All the sound's coming from the driver's side, which is a known thing if it needs to be programmed. I'm just happy it works. I'll probably bring it over to Audi or somewhere, a shop that might be able to do it Friday. Hopefully I can book it in. So that would be great. I'll have all working speakers once again. This was just such a hassle, dude. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna probably wait for it to get programmed before I bolt it up, just for the fact that I don't know if they need to see any part numbers, any specific number on that to get it programmed. I mean, I know with my work experience, sometimes you do, so I'm gonna leave it for them in case they need to. Dude, I'm so relieved to finally have it working. Like, you don't understand how much of a pain it was to drive with a fucking JBL speaker like I was in a Honda Civic in 2012. So the car is almost pretty well mint. I do have a couple more things we will be working on with projects, so there's still going to be more stuff that we have to do. This has just been the longest video I've had in the making, and hopefully this helps anyone that might be looking at buying one of these cars and anything in that sort. One thing I've definitely learned is if you're looking at buying Audi, like, normally you can get away with a lot of aftermarket stuff, but electronics, dude, it's just like, hopefully you have a junkyard that has Audis, because dude, I don't, and that shit kind of sucked. If you guys enjoyed this video and the little fucking storytelling line on this, then like and subscribe, because I'll have more videos and repair videos and stuff like this, or events. I don't know. If you like just what I do, then like and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to do. So stay blessed and peace.